Welcome to EGH British Cars. Well, something a little different today. I'm working on the TR7. And what I had noticed is when it would had a fairly full tank of gas in it, it would have gasoline fumes coming into the cabin. And of course, that's a closed system with canister, charcoal canisters, and that's all in place and working because this is California. So I took it apart and I'll show you what I found. This is the hose that goes on, that the filler goes there, and this goes into the tank. And if you look, you see those big cracks right there? And there's some smaller ones down on this end, right down there along the edge of where the clamp goes. So that basically is not really holding gasoline any longer, unfortunately. Now the unfortunate thing is that the tank end is 2-inch, the filler end is 2 1/4, and you can't just find those. Now Rimmers in Lincolnshire does have those now. They didn't used to, but they do now. But of course, that would take a while to get here. And my local Napa Auto Parts has this, which is 2 inches on both ends, and it's just a little bit longer, so it can trim it to make it shorter. That's not a problem. And the question is, will I be able to stretch it over the 2 1/4 inch end that goes up onto the filler neck? So the only good thing is that I can install that off of the car, so I'll be able to have it here, and it can try to maneuver and put some lubricant in and all that. So we're going to try and do that today, and I'll show you how it all came apart. So this is all access through the boot of the car. So the first thing to do is to take this plate off, which is this one here. It's just 4 screws. Take them out of the way. And behind that, you're going to see this filter, which just pushes into place into there. So if you've never had it off, it comes off really hard. This one's been out several times and one side of the clip is broke off. But it's not really that big a deal. It stays in place anyway. That between the filler neck, it goes in like this, right next to it. So it's all just sort of locked in. So took the hoses off just to get out of the way, because you have to get in through here. There's a clamp on the tank right there that's kind of hard to get to. This tool is invaluable for that, and it's tedious. It goes one click at a time to undo it. And of course, it's a clamp on a rubber hose, so it takes, 5 billion clicks. The upper one's pretty easy, and then there's 3 screws that go down. This is this around, it goes around the filler neck, and there's a 5/16 nut on the back that you'll have to hold on to, but you can reach that through here. And then this comes off, and that rubber hose goes across here. It's just kind of goofy. I'm not quite sure why they did that. They had the steel line and the rubber. So anyway, this bigger end is the short end. This goes way into the tank, apparently, as you can see. So I'm going to need to trim that down. We'll see if we can get the hose to go onto the filler. So one of the easier ways to draw a line on this is just, you can use tape, or I'm going to use a clamp. Just get it in there, and as you can feel it when it's square, because got square edges, and then you just mark that with a pen and cut it. You get a nice straight edge. So the first trick was to get it over the bend. So I sprayed the heck out of it with this silicone lubricant, and I got it about halfway up here, and it started to feel like it was drying out. So I pulled it back off, and I'm going to spray it again. And if that doesn't work, I'll use some that white lubricant. Can't think what they call that. It's white grease, lithium. Anyway, so I'm going to try that. I'm just kind of twisting and pushing. I got it held in the vise, but not too tight, because I don't want to oval out the metal. See it slowly going down. Got about another 1/3 of an inch to go. Sure wouldn't want to try to do this with this thing in the car. I don't think you really could. There's just not enough room to get a hold of stuff to hold it firmly enough to do this. You really have to twist it enough to get it to rotate a bit. because if it's not rotating left or right, it's not going to go down. I'm going to leave it in a position too where this pipe is centered. So you can see that's a little bit offset, so it's got to twist that way. So I don't think it goes quite up tight, because I notice, you can see there's the tangs from this thing, so I don't think it's going to go any further than that, but that looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. So I went ahead and installed this clamp because it's just easy to do it right now. So that's on here, and make sure you get it in the right orientation, that this goes at almost 45 degrees, so I want that facing forward. And I've just put this on here loose, tight enough so it doesn't slide around, so it won't be in my way. But you want to put this with the clamp on the bottom facing the back of the car. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to lube the heck out of that and the filler neck in the tank, and probably struggle to get it to start. I put it on once just without the center pipe, and it did go. I'm not going to bother the video of that because you won't be able to see this. So wish me luck. Well, I'm surprised that went in a lot easier than I thought it would. The trick was I had it turned this way so the filler neck was facing this way to get the pipe started, and then once I started to go in, I just slid that up and got it into position. So now it's just a matter of, let's slide this clamp down and then the one notch at a time to tighten the clamp. You can see the setup there. I got it on there. That's a little socket, a 5/16 or some similar size, just depends on what clamp you have. I also took the liberty, I oiled the clamp and I oiled the wrench off, and that way there I'm getting 2 clicks out of it instead of 1, so that's kind of handy. And I tightened it up till it was just starting to hit the pipe, and then I spun it around and up, so hopefully that's high enough now that I won't have to adjust it again. And you want to make sure that pipe, when it comes out, it has a ridge on the outside edge. You want to make sure your clamp's inboard of that. You should feel that when you slide the clamp. It was at a point where it just barely slid over the hump. You have to push it a little bit, and then you felt as soon as you're off, and then you want to be about at least 1/4 inch from the very end of the hose. If you put it on the end of the hose, it can actually squeeze itself off. Don't ask me how I know. Anyway, back to ratcheting. Well, it's in and it's tight. The tube is just about touching the back of the gas tank, and the clamp's about 1/4 inch before the end of the tubes. There's about 1/4 inch of rubber tubing between the tank and the clamp, and it's all nice and tight. So the next thing is to reinstall this stuff. So it's just got a notch in it. I don't know if that corresponds with anything on the inside. So these 3 screw holes are not symmetrical. It fits only one way. So that little notch that's on the inside ring of the plastic faces the front of the car, because these 2 are narrowly spaced as opposed to those pairs which are wider spaced. So these screws, and these are, I think these are posi-locked. I think, look, they got the marks. To try to balance a lock washer and stuff there, I'm just going to not bother with that. I'm going to put a little Loctite on the blue so it's not going to weld it on there. Just get that down. I got the holes lined up. Got the holes in the body right there. Oh, yeah, they had washers on them before. So, one thing to note: if you drop any of those nuts or anything, it'll probably fall right on that little shelf right there where the spotlight's at, and that's on the back edge of the fender. So I dropped one nut. This one on here is kind of hard to do. These 2 are pretty open, so it's not so bad. But that's the place to look. So I have to really lift on this area to get the device close enough to get the screw through to get to the nut. So I just did this back corner because it was the closest with just a nut, just to hold it. And I put Loctite on as well. And now that I got that up, the front, it's in the front, I can feel it sticking through. So I'll go ahead and try to start that one with the lock washer on it. All right, so I got that one on with the washer. Once I got that up tight, I took this one back apart and put a washer underneath it. And now these are both in place. I'm going to do this one because this one's really hard to get at because it's kind of hiding behind everything underneath. Next, we need to put this filter back. It's going to go in this direction, and I marked which way the lines were. So this is the center one which needs to go forward, or at least that's how this was. Whether it's been apart and put together wrong in the past, who knows. Anyway, that just slides on there. Goes down here. This one actually had a clamp on it. But, you know, something won't hurt to put a clamp on there, so I'll go find one and put it on. And there's everything all back in place. All the clamps are tight. Put the gas cap on. I just need to put this cover on with the 4 screws, and then I'll just go gas it up and see if it stinks. So when you go to put this plate on, start this screw in the bottom first, because this is the funny one at an angle. So get that one done first, and then these 3 are straight in. They'll go easy, unless you really feel like fighting something. I don't remember I mentioned this before, but that is Napa part number NBH, Nancy Bravo Harold 1047. And my local Napa had 2 of them in stock, so they must fit something pretty common. So that, and you know, that silicone lubricant is really good for those hoses because it's not petroleum based, so it's not going to attack the rubber as time goes on. And that seems to work really well. It's a real fidgety, fussy job. There's nothing, no brilliant science in it. It's a couple of clamps and 3 bolts. But just sort of getting it in, it really helped with that 90 in the tube and the 90 in the rubber hose. It's really difficult. You have to kind of like try to straighten it out and push it on. It's surprisingly difficult. So plenty of silicone lube in there helps as well. But you basically, because the end of the steel tube is pushing against that rubber tube and it bulges it. So you really need to push the rubber to be able to advance the metal. Well, I didn't show that on the video, but again, not rocket science. It's just a pain. Anyway, I get it cleaned up, take the car down, put some gas in it, and hopefully not have to smell gasoline for the next couple of days. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we'll see you next time.